So one of the things is, people always talk about how and why do you specialize in what you do. Well, I worked for 20 years as a nurse. And one of my places that I really worked was emergency room. And seeing so many things and working with traumas and stuff like that, I'm an adrenaline junkie. I have been my whole life. Blood, bleeding, whatever, death, all of it. I'm not scared of it. I run towards it. Darkness, all of it, my whole life, I've always run towards it. It doesn't faze me. I don't panic in those situations. I'm the person who keeps it together. Always have been my whole life. I'm the calm in the storm. And seeing it, living it, and it's like you carry this through your shift at work, and then you go home to your own children, and life, like, it's okay. Like, and people be like, what did you do today? Well, if I opened my mouth and told you that, well, so-and-so came in and we revived this person, and this person came in with a stab wound, and this person with a gunshot wound, and we revived them, and, people don't know how to take that. People don't know how to absorb that from you. So you just bottle it. And you just say, oh, it was just another day at work. No big deal. And you just move on. So you hold on to that energy of what you saw, what you did, what you participated in. And people in those environments usually end up picking up outlets to help them forget what they saw, work through what they saw, and things of that nature by drinking, gym, and sex, to be quite honest. A lot of them, and I don't knock it, I don't anything, but a lot of people, aren't married, or if they're married, they latch to each other in the industry. And those are their outlets. Because they're the only ones who have the same sense of sick, dark humor or addictions to get out what they see and deal with every day on the same basis. And there's nothing wrong with people, because we need those people, those strong-minded people, to take care of it. But you need healthy outlets to let go of all that stuff before you go home. And some of us can find ways to do it, and some of us just transmute all of that into something else to move on and move forward. And prior to me ever working in healthcare or anything like that, I worked in another industry. And I worked with a lot of women. And it was a look at women looking at their bodies, and how a lot of women take everything in and absorb that and look at their bodies in a different way and just push it down, because society tells you to look at yourself one way. Your family tells you to look at yourself one way. Your partner tells you to look at yourself one way. Then you have yourself looking at yourself one way. And then you're a mother, so you look at your body one way too. So you have all of this, and you don't know who you are anymore. So there's so much. And my biggest thing has always been that you should love who you are. You should love the body you're in. And taking those two areas and putting them together, because women, and men do too, but women just absorb everybody's energy because it's naturally in them for the most part. And then they're the worst to themselves. And I need to look this way, I need to act this way, I need to do this, so they go on the back shelf. Or, they're looked at for perceptions that don't need to be. She needs bigger boobs, she needs to be skinnier, she needs this. But she never does it for herself. So some girls are walking around with huge fake boobs that they never wanted because society told them they needed them, or their partner told them they needed them. Or, she weighs 50 pounds because that's what society tells her to weigh. No. You're perfect just the way you want to be. And so many people forget that. We're not all supposed to look alike. It's like looking at the cookie cutter neighborhood and all the houses are the fucking same. I don't want my house to look like my neighbor's house. Like, I fucking can't stand it. I like those old neighborhoods where every house is different, because we are all different people. I'm different on the inside, then you're different on the outside also. Like, I know that when I originally got my fake boobs when I was 18 years old, it was because I was flat as a board and I wanted to be able to put on a t-shirt and look like a fucking girl. It had nothing to do with anybody else. I had a mother, I had aunts, and I had a little sister who all had big, huge natural boobs, and I had nothing. I was like just a fucking wall. And everybody tried to talk me out of it. But not me. I wanted something. I wanted to put a shirt on and look like I was a girl. And still to this day, I have so many guys who, that's all they see when they look at me. My boobs are for me. They're not for anybody else. And I laugh because that's all guys see when they look at me. That's their problem, their issue, not mine. I'm confident and know who I am. And the ones who treat me like that, it's a whole nother joke coming, because that's the first checkbox of, yeah, no, I'm good. And that's the biggest piece to me, is because there's so many layers to people, but you have got to know what you're doing for yourself, who you are. So coming back to your body and finding yourself is key. So somatic work is a big ordeal to help women release a lot of energy they've held on to, and a lot of stuff they won't say out loud. And it's things they've held on to for years. But you should be able to say and look and do whatever you want, accept yourself for who you are and where you are, and not be what society tells you to or your partner tells you to. And just because you're a mother doesn't mean that you can't love your body and you can't dress the way you want to dress. Fucking walk around with pasties. That's what makes you happy. Do it. Because by golly, I'll wear and say what I want to. I don't care. And nobody should ever demean you. And if they do, use your voice to tell them how you feel about it. And she didn't deserve something because of what she wore. She doesn't deserve to be talked down to because of what she wore. Screen went dark on me. It's very true. You have to know who you are and come from your heart and love who you are. And yeah, I ruffle feathers all the time about it. I just don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I'm not going to be. Yeah. And I'm good with that. But do what makes you happy at the end of the day. Happy Friday.